Hi, my name is Michael Cheng. Welcome to English Composition. I'll be teaching you how to write throughout this year. 我是曾传杰老师 and 我会教你英文作文. Let's also introduce some of the people who will be helping with us throughout this semester. 现在我介绍一个很重要的人. This is Cher Chen, and she'll be helping us by co-teaching the course with me, and she'll also be doing all the translations.
大家好，我是 Cher， 我将担任这堂课的中文老师，并提供中文讲解。
All right, let's also introduce 4 other people who are going to help us do some of the skits for the program.
好，这学期将有4位朋友为我们演出情境短剧，让我们来看看他们的介绍。
Hey, I'm Rich, and I'm an English teacher at Zhengzhi University.
Hi, my name's Teresa. Today I'm gonna have many different styles in the show. Just enjoy it.
Hi, I'm Sherry. It's nice to be here with you.
Hello, I go by Chen. I graduated from Zhengzhi University.
Okay, now let's talk about some of our goals for the course. During this year, we'll move from writing some easy writing tasks to more difficult writing tasks as the year progresses.
好，这堂课的学习目标是由浅入深的来学习写作英文作文。
We'll start by just writing simple sentences in Units 1 and 2.
在单元1及单元2中，我们将学习写作简单的句子。
Later, we'll move on to putting our simple sentences together into simple paragraphs in Units 3 to 6.
接着，在单元3到单元6中，我们将学习将句子组合起来，变成一个简短的段落。
In Units 7 and 8, we'll learn about the process of writing. This means that we'll learn about what you need to do in order to prepare to write clear paragraphs and organized paragraphs.
在单元7及单元8中，我们将认识写作的过程。这也就是说，我们会了解要先做哪些准备，才能写出结构完整且清楚的段落。
Then in the rest of the semester, we'll work on writing progressively more and more difficult paragraphs.
接下来，我们将继续学习写作越来越复杂的段落。
All right, then next semester, we'll start by reviewing paragraph writing, and then we'll learn about how to write clear and well-organized essays.
好，而下个学期开始，我们将会先复习写作段落的基本技巧，然后再进一步的学习如何写作结构清楚且完整的文章。
We look forward to teaching you throughout this year.
我们很期待与您在这一年中共同学习。
Now let's start with Unit 1. Our topic today is a personal introduction.
现在我们从单元1开始，今天的主题是自我介绍。
Today we're going to write some simple sentences, and then we're going to put them together to make a simple introduction.
好，今天我们将学习写作一些简单的句子，然后将这些句子并在一起，成为一篇简单的自我介绍。
So let's take a look at our grammar focus. And today our grammar focus is simple present tense sentences.
好，我们现在先看到我们的文法练习。今天我们要讨论的是现在简单式的句子。
Here are some examples of simple present tense sentences with action verbs. You can find these sentences on page 5 of your textbook.
以下范例为含有行为动词的现在简单式句子，你可以在课本的第5页找到这些范例。
All right, our first sentence here is John eats rice every day.
例句1，John每天都吃米饭。
Number 2, John works at 7-Eleven.
好，例句2， John 在 7-Eleven 工作。
And number 3, John lives in Tainan.
例句3， John 住在台南。
Each of these sentences has a subject and verb.
每一个句子都有所谓的主词及动词。
In sentence 1, John is the subject and eats is the verb.
好，在例句1中 ，John 是主词 ，it 是动词。
In sentence 2, John is the subject and works is the verb.
在例句2中 ，John 是主词 ，works 是动词。
In sentence 3, John is the subject and lives is the verb.
例句3 ，John 是主词 ，lives 是动词。
Here are some other examples of verbs that use the linking verb be. You can find these sentences on page 6 in your textbook.
好，接下来的例子含有连缀动词 be 的现在简单式句子，你可以在课本的第6页中找到这些例子。
All right, sentence 6 here is John is a man.
好，例句6 ，John 是一个男生。
Sentence 7, I am at work.
例句7，我正在工作。
And sentence 8, John is tall.
例句8 ，John 长得很高。
These sentences all give some sort of information about the subject.
这些句子都提供了一些关于主词的资讯。
In sentence 6, the linking verb connects John with another noun.
在例句6中，连缀动词连接了 John 和另外一个名词。
In sentence 7, the linking verb connects I and a prepositional phrase.
在例句7中，这个连缀动词连接了 I 和另一个介系词子句。
And in sentence 8, the linking verb connects John and an adjective.
例句8，这个连缀动词连接 John 和另一个形容词。
All right, here are some other sentences with some other kinds of linking verbs. You can find these on page 6 of your textbook.
以下的范例为含有其他连缀动词的现在简单式句子，你可以在课本的第6页找到这些例子。
All right, sentence number 11 is, he appears happy.
好，例句11，他看起来很开心。
12, they seem tired.
例句12，他们看起来很疲倦。
Sentence 13, I feel fine.
例句13，我感觉很好。
Sentence 14, you look beautiful.
例句14，你看起来很漂亮。
15, this fish tastes funny.
例句15，这只鱼吃起来的味道有点奇怪。
Sentence 16, you sound awful.
例句16，你的声音听起来不太好。
Sentence 17, something smells bad.
例句17，有些东西闻起来味道很怪。
Notice that these sentences have linking verbs that are related to our senses.
请注意到这些句子的连缀动词和我们的感觉有相关。
These sense-related linking verbs allow us to use an adjective to give more information about an item or to state some kind of judgment about a situation.
这些连缀动词让我们能使用形容词去提供相关的资讯，或是去描述对于某种状况的判断。
You can see that these example sentences show our opinion about a characteristic of a person or an object.
好，你可以发现这些例句显示了我们对某人或是某物的看法。
And so if you look at these sentences again, you can see we have words like appear, seems, feel, look, taste, sound, and smell. These are all words that are related to our senses, our 5 senses.
好，我们看这些例句，例句中反红的这一些动词都代表着我们的一些感觉。
And so these are another kind of linking verb, and they connect the subject of the sentence with some kind of adjective.
好，这些连缀动词都会连接句中的主词以及一些形式上的形容词。
All right, now it's time that we're going to take a little break, and we'll be back in just a few moments.
好，我们现在休息一下，马上回来。
Now let's take a look at some of the sentences that we can write if we want to introduce ourselves. But we're going to take a look at a little skit first.
现在我们来看看一些可以用在自我介绍中的句子。首先，我们先来看一段短片。
So let's take a look at the situations that we see in the skit and find out what kind of sentences we can end up writing.
好，在这个状况下，最后可以写出什么样的句子来呢？让我们一起来看看。
Muy bien. Hasta luego.
Hi,
Hi. What is your name?
my name is Joe Chan.
Oh, Jojan. Where are you from?
My name is Joseph Chan.
Did you say you're from Jordan?
No. My name is Joseph Chan.
Oh, your name is Joseph Chan. And where are you from?
I'm from Taiwan.
Okay, from Thailand. Where in Thailand?
No, I am from Taiwan.
Oh, okay. What do you do?
I'm an English teacher.
Oh, I thought you are from Taiwan, not England.
I am an English teacher.
Okay. Where do you work?
Oh, I better just write this down. I work at National Zhengzhi University.
Oh, thank you. You can go and have a nice day.
Thank you.
So did you hear the answers that Joe wrote down? Here's what he said.
好，你有没有听到 Joe 写下了哪些句子呢？以下是他写下来的句子。
So first sentence he wrote is, my name is Joseph Zhang. Our second sentence is, I am from Taiwan. The next sentence he wrote is, I am an English teacher. And the last sentence he wrote is, I work at National Zhengzhi University. Notice that the topics in this simple introduction give some very basic background information. We just have Joe's name, where he's from, his job, and where he works.
请注意到这些句子的主题在于提供简单的背景资讯。我们看到了 Joe 的名字，他从哪里来，他的工作，以及他在哪里工作。
There's some topics that we should be careful about. Let's take a look at another skit and see what goes wrong.
有些主题是必须要特别小心的。我们来看看以下的短片，就知道有哪些是必须注意的。
Hey, would you like a glass of wine?
Oh, okay.
I'm Robert.
Oh, Robert, nice to meet you. I'm Sherry.
Hey, Sherry, are you a friend of Teresa's?
Yes, we went to school together.
Oh, really? Where did you go to school?
We went to NCCU. Are you a friend of Teresa's too?
No, I'm a friend of Joe's.
I see. What do you do?
I work for a Citibank.
You work for a bank?
Yeah.
Oh, how much money do you earn?
I get paid okay.
Oh, I'm sure you do. So, are you married?
No. So, how old are you?
I'm pretty young. So, are you blue or green?
Well, do you believe in Jesus? I think I should be going.
Yeah, I think you should be going.
Bye.
Bye.
Did you see any problems with the skit? The two people asked some questions that were very inappropriate.
你有没有发现到这个短片中出现一些问题呢？这两个人都分别问了一些很不恰当的问题。
First, the woman asked the man how much money he earned. Asking questions about salary is considered rude in Western countries.
首先，女生问到男生的薪水收入，这种问题在西方国家中是很无理的。
So, have you ever been asked that question? How much money have you earned? How much money do you earn?
Yes, but if my close friend asks me about this kind of question, I will just answer her.
And so for me, this is a very odd question to be asked. And I've actually been asked this many times in Taiwan. And usually I just say, oh, I earn the same as all the other teachers.
It's a good answer.
All right, let's take a look at the second problem. Then we see that the woman asked the man if he was married. You shouldn't ask questions about marital status.
接着，女生又问到男生的婚姻状况，这也是不应该出现在对话中的。
Right? If we look at the next question, we have the man asked the woman how old she was. That's another question a man should not ask a woman.
接下来，男生询问女生的年龄，这是男生不应该询问女生的问题之一哦。
All right, and so this is another question that can be considered very sensitive in Western countries especially. So men should never ask a woman how old she is until maybe they get to know each other better. And so how about you? Do you care if somebody asks you how old you are?
Yeah, and actually I want someone to say I look younger than what I really am.
Yeah, and so most women feel like this. They want to look younger. Sometimes men want to actually look older if they look too young. And so I remember when I first started working, I actually wanted to look older than people thought I was.
I have the same feeling as yours.
Yeah, and so for a lot of teachers, if you want your students to respect you, then you have to act like you, or you have to have them think that you're older than you are. Right. Another thing that you can notice is that the man asked the woman about how old the woman is. Another question that's very, very sensitive is questions about weight. So if he had asked her how much does she weigh, that would be another question that would probably get the woman very angry.
如果说还有另外一个问题，您不应该问女生的，就是关于女生的体重哦。问到这种问题，女生通常会非常生气。
Okay. And so how would you feel if somebody asked you about your weight? Be happy or unhappy?
Unhappy, very unhappy.
Yeah. And also for me, I also feel unhappy too because I think I weigh too much also. All right, let's go back to the skit and see what else happened that was inappropriate. So here we see that the woman asked the man a question about politics.
好，我们现在回到短片中来看有哪些不适当的话题。我们看到女生询问男生关于政治的问题。
And so I think this is a really big taboo issue here in Taiwan, right? If you're blue or green, nobody wants to talk about that. And then in the U.S., this is also an issue that can be very, very sensitive.
这个政治的问题在台湾是非常禁忌的问题，同样的在美国也有这样的情形哦。
All right, and let's go back and see what the last taboo topic is. We see that the man asked the woman a question about religion.
好，我们回到短片，我们看到这男生反问女生关于宗教的问题。
All right, so Cher, did it look like these two hit it off very well?
Well, no, they looked very uncomfortable by the end of the conversation.
Yeah, it seemed like at the beginning the man was very interested in the woman, but by the end, they both wanted to run away very fast.
Right, so that's why we should avoid this taboo question.
All right, let's go on now, and we're going to take another little break, and then when we come back, we'll have some writing practice.
好，我们现在休息一下，等一下回来我们再继续做一些练习。
Welcome back. We're going to do some practice writing now. All right, so over here, we have some magazines. Over here, World Screen magazine with Hellboy on the cover. We also have a Time magazine with Bill Gates on the cover. And so what we're going to do is we're going to look at some people that you can write about, and we're going to talk about them and show some of the sentences that you could write.
好，我们现在手上的是一些杂志，像我手上的这一本是《时代》杂志，那老师手上这一本是《世界电影》杂志。我们将从这些杂志上面看到一些人物，那我们来讨论一下该如何去写这些介绍这一些人物。
All right, and so the first person that we have is Bill Gates. And do you know anything about Bill Gates?
I know he is a very rich man.
Yeah, so we can say Bill Gates is probably the richest man in the world, but we shouldn't talk about this because it's very bad to talk about salary, right?
Right. So how about, I know he is the founder of Microsoft.
Yeah, so he works for Microsoft, or he founded Microsoft. We can say that Bill Gates is a businessman. Another thing that we can say is he's a philanthropist. A philanthropist is somebody who is contributing money to charity to try to do some good deeds.
我们也可以说，这个 Bill Gates 他是慈善家。慈善家就是说，捐了很多的钱给一些基金会，然后来做一些公益的事业。
All right, some other things that you may not know about Bill Gates is that one is that he's from Seattle, Washington, so he was born in Seattle, and then Microsoft is now in Seattle too.
那我们有些不知道的事情呢，像是 Bill Gates 他是从西雅图来的哦。那像Microsoft 这个总公司就在西雅图这个地方。
Right. And then another thing is, if we talk about who Bill Gates works for now, you can say he works for Microsoft, but actually he's not working for Microsoft full-time anymore. So actually, very recently, he stopped working for Microsoft full-time. He's only a part-time worker there now, and now he spends his time working for the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
好，就我们所知呢 ，Bill Gates 现在已经算是半退休的状态了。他并没有全天都在 Microsoft 里面工作，他有些时间呢是在他的自己成立的基金会里面工作啊。这基金会的名字叫做 Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation 啊，这是以他跟他的妻子的名字来命名的。
Right, and so you can see that we talked about Bill Gates, we found some information out about Bill Gates, and so we can take these things that we talked about and then we can form them into some simple sentences that introduce Bill Gates.
好，我们刚刚谈论了 Bill Gates 这一些资讯呢，我们可以把它写成一些简单的句子，来介绍 Bill Gates 这个人。
All right, so these are some sentences that we can write. So the first sentence we can write is, his name is Bill Gates.
好，我们第一个句子可以写出来是他的名字是 Bill Gates。
All right, another sentence we can write is, he is from Seattle, Washington.
好，我们另外也可以写到他是从华盛顿州的西雅图来的。
If we want to talk about what he does, we can say, he is a businessman and a philanthropist.
如果我们想知道他是做什么样的工作，我们可以说他是一个成功的商业人士以及一位慈善家。
And then a final sentence that we can write is, he works for the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
好，那我们也知道说他现在是为 Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation 做工作。
All right, we have another magazine over here. This is the World Screen magazine that we just picked up before we started shooting today. And in it, there are lots of actors. And so we're going to flip inside and look at this guy here. All right, do you know who that is?
I know. He is Christian Bale.
Yeah, so this is Christian Bale that we're going to talk about now. And is there anything you know about Christian Bale?
He is handsome and he is recently playing Batman.
Yeah, so he's been in the Batman movie. And so some things that we can say about Christian Bale is, if we want to learn about his background, is that he was born in Wales and then he grew up in England, and we might say that he is from Great Britain then.
如果我们要来讨论一下这个关于克里斯汀贝尔的话呢，我们可以讨论到说他是英国人，那他实际上是从威尔士这个地方来的。
All right, and so Cher said earlier that he was in The Dark Knight, which is the recent Batman movie, which I saw and thought was a really great movie. And so since he was Batman, that means that his job is he's an actor.
我们知道最近的这部电影呢，我们叫做《黑暗骑士》，这是最新的一部蝙蝠侠系列的电影。那从这个我们也知道他是一个演员。
All right, and so now that we've had some time to talk about who Christian Bale is, let's come up with some sentences that we can write about him.
既然我们已经讨论了关于这克里斯汀贝尔的一些事情，那我们来看看可以写出什么这样的句子来介绍他。
All right, and so the first sentence that we are going to write is, his name is Christian Bale.
好，我们第一个句子可以写到他的名字是克里斯汀贝尔。
All right, our second sentence is, he is from Great Britain.
第二个句子我们可以写到他是从英国来的。
All right, another sentence is, he is an actor.
好，我们也知道他是一个演员。
All right, and our last sentence is, he is Batman in The Dark Knight.
最后一个句子可以写到他是黑暗骑士中饰演蝙蝠侠。
Right, so over here you saw that we took some very famous people and we wrote about them. Another thing that you can do is you can write some questions, or you can write some sentences about yourself.
好，我们刚刚做的例句呢，是以一些有名的人来做一些介绍。那接下来我们可以做的事情是写一些简单的句子来介绍我们自己。
All right, so let's give you an example, and what I'll do is show you some sentences that I could write about myself.
好，我们接下来来做一个请老师做个示范，会写一些关于介绍老师的句子。
Right, and so when I'm introducing myself, first I can tell what my name is, and I'll have this sentence. My name is Michael Cheng. All right, next I can tell where I'm from. I can say, I am from Cleveland, Ohio. Next, I'm going to tell you where I live, and so, I live in Taipei. I'm going to tell you what I do next, so I'll write down, I am an English teacher. All right, and the last sentence, I'll tell you where I work. And so I can write, I work at National Junction University. So you can see here, these are some very simple, easy sentences that you can write about yourself.
好，刚刚老师示范的这些句子呢，可以给我们一个很好的例子，这就是我们可以用来介绍自己的一些常用的句子。
All right, we have some extra time now, and what we are going to do is go over the grammar exercises in your textbook.
好，现在既然我们还有一些时间，我们来看一下课本中文法练习的部分。
grammar exercise 1, you're supposed to underline the subject and circle the verb in each sentence.
好，在文法练习1中呢，请你在主词的下方划线，并且把动词都圈选出来。
All right, so take a look at sentence number 1 now. We have Rachel lives in Colorado.
好，我们看一下例句1。好，例句1说 Rachel 住在科罗拉多。
And so here, Rachel is our subject and lives is our verb.
好，在这个句子中，我们看到 Rachel 是这个句子的主词 ，lives 是这个句子的动词。
Sentence 2, my backpack is too heavy.
例句2，我的背包太重了。
And so here, my backpack is the subject and is our verb.
在这个句子中 ，backpack 是这个句子的主词 ，is 是这个句子的动词。
Sentence 3, my parents are at the movies.
例句3，我的父母在看电影。
So here, my parents is the subject and are is our verb.
这个句子中 ，my parents 是主词 ，are 是动词。
Sentence 4, I feel sick.
例句4，我觉得不舒服。
Okay. And over here, I is our subject and feel is our verb.
在这个句子中呢 ，I 是主词 ，feel 是动词。
Okay. Sentence 5, Gareth plays with his toys every day. Gareth is our subject and plays is our verb.
好，在例句5呢，我们看到 Gareth 他在每天都玩他的玩具。Gareth 是这个句子的主词 ，plays 是这个句子的动词。
Right, and sentence 6, my parents and your parents are very good friends.
例句6，我的父母和你的父母是非常好的朋友。
And so we have a compound subject here, and my parents and your parents, this is our subject, are is our verb.
好，在这个句子中呢，我们有所谓的复合的主词 ，my parents and your parents 啊，在这个地方是这个句子的主词 ，are 是这个句子的动词。
All right, we are going to stop with going over the exercises now. If you want the answers to the rest of the exercises, you can look in the supplemental magazine that comes in the mail.
好，因为时间关系，我们不再继续做下去。那如果想知道关于这些练习的答案，可以在3周刊或是在等一下介绍的网站上面找到。
All right, let's talk about your homework now. First of all, you should read through the chapter and do all the exercises.
好，我们来看一下本周的作业。首先呢，你必须先把课文看完，然后做课本上的练习。
Next, you should write your own personal introduction. You can write one that's similar to the writing model.
接着呢，你要写出自己的个人简介，你可以参照写作范例写出类似的段落。
Right, and then see if you can exchange your introduction with a classmate or colleague. So if you know the email address of one of the classmates in the class, you can exchange the introduction through email.
接着呢，和你的同学或是你的朋友交换你的自我介绍。如果你知道这位同学的 email 信箱呢，也可以透过电子邮件来交换这个资讯。
And so when you get your introduction from your classmates, see if you can correct any mistakes. See if you can also find the subjects and verbs in each sentence.
好，当你收到你同学寄来的资讯之后呢，如果有任何错误，你可以帮他改正过来，然后试着去找出来每一个句子的主词及动词。
All right, one final note. If you're not officially taking the class, you can find some of the exercises, you can find the answers, and you can find other supplemental material at this website.
好，如果你并不是正式的选修这门课呢，你也可以在以下的这个网址的地方找到所有的资讯，还有我们刚刚所提到的练习以及所有的答案。
All right, this is all the time we have for English composition.